Like, hey kids, welcome back to KRUESI Originals. We've just had a long conversation about what makes Ryan KRUESI tick. That's not really anything that you guys need to know about, but today we're finally gonna find out what's in this big muffed box right here. We're gonna open this up. I'm gonna pull it out. It is a motor. You guys were right. It's a big ass motor. We're gonna pull it out and I'm gonna pull the motor out of this 2023 Road Glide. This is a brand new bike. It has like, I don't even know. I think I put 12 miles on it on a test ride. It had like 5 when we got it, so it ain't got shit for miles on it. We're gonna pull the motor out and I'm gonna get this motor in there today. This is a very, very large, very extravagant build that we are starting. We're gonna be working on this in phases. The first phase is going to be motor, paint, a whole lot of carbon fiber, and some other fancy doodads like that. And then it is going to go to Illinois. I believe it's Illinois, to a guy named Terry. That's who we're building this for. He's going to break the motor in, do a bunch of stuff like that. Then it's probably going to come back for a whole nother suspension, inverted front end, a bunch of crazy stuff like that. We're also going to be doing the mid-control setup like I did on my bagger. We are machining the inner and outer primary. That's at the machine shop right now, getting line board. And then we'll get on that and weld all that stuff later on. You guys will see how that goes down. It's gonna be a big one. There's gonna be a lot of videos on this. It's gonna be a lot of build. And then when we're done with this, we've got a new street bob over there that we are doing a whole bunch of stuff too. So we're getting back on the builds. I know we've been on a whole lot of these road trip videos and a lot of vlogs and stuff like that, but it's show season. So we've been on the road for, what, 5 weeks straight? Long. And then a weekend off before that. I don't even know how many shows we did this summer, but it was a lot. A lot. I really don't want to do any more shows this year. But we've got one left down in Mexico the weekend of November 9th. It is a Rocky Point Rally in Puerto Penasco, Mexico. It is just over the border outside of Arizona. It is paradise. It is amazing. It is one of the biggest, gnarliest motorcycle rallies you'll ever go to. We will be riding stunt shows there all day Saturday, and we will be partying there for like 5 days, and we'll be at an after party at Playa Bonita on Friday night. It will be gnarly and it is a good time. If you can make it out, come see us. It'll be fun. Let's get to work. I lost my knife last week in Prescott. I'm really upset. I do have a standby though. My buddy Chris Barden made this out of a brake rotor for me some years back. I don't like not having a knife on me. Ugh. Ugh. What do you guys think it is? So many people guessed right. Whoa, I still need a knife. So many people guessed wrong. I have not seen one of these in person myself. I don't know if anybody in Arizona has one of these yet. They probably do. I'm not real savvy to the Arizona motorcycle scene, to be honest with you. Even though we are in Arizona, it's very hell yeah brother land out here, so we don't really keep up on it too much. As you guys have probably noticed that we don't even do motorcycle shows in our own state. I think you have to have the right amount of sparkle in your pants. Here it is. It is a 1 Foam 5. If you guys are unfamiliar with these, they are produced in Bangladesh. It's got 7 wrapper power, 14 pounds of foam torque. That's stock too, actually. A little bit of tuning, I believe you can get up to 16 pounds of foam torque, foam foot torques, foam foot pound torques of powers in this thing right here. Other than that, it looks great. It's got custom heads on it. These are gray. This is a satin finish. Wrinkle fit. Ooh. Is this the all black one? Yep. Whoa. It's made by SE Bicycles. You can see the SE Bicycle logo right there. It's 29 inch. There's a new Big Ripper. This thing looks pretty nasty. Okay, suspense is over. Are you ready? It's a 135. This is the new Screaming Eagle 135. We ordered this guy pretty much as soon as they came out. They take a while to get, and it's ludicrously expensive. And you gotta buy a bunch of bullshit EPA stuff that you basically throw in the, it's like taking $2 grand and throwing it in the trash. But wow, look at that, dude. That's a beauty. Spin her around for you. Dude, that is a sick motor. I don't know what kind of power it makes. Honestly, if I was you guys, I would not recommend buying this motor whatsoever for the simple fact it does not come with a warranty. It is for off-road use only. Harley Davidson doesn't stand by it at all, but it should make a lot of power. We're gonna Thundermax it, put a stealth on it. Ooh man, a stealth on a 135 is gonna sound ridiculous. She should be pretty gnarly. Comes with a big intake manifold, throttle body, all that good stuff. It should, I honestly think it should make at least 140 horsepower. Hopefully it does. I know the 131 doesn't make shit for power. It's only like a 120 horsepower motor, which you could build a 107 to make more than that very easily. See if there's any fancy directions for any weird shit that I don't know about. And then I'm gonna start pulling that motor out and we're gonna swap this guy in there. It is 12:30 in the afternoon. I'm hoping to have this done by the end of the day around 5. Can I do a complete motor swap, which is not just a motor swap. Usually when you do a big ass motor like this, there's some weird stuff to do, which I need to look into. But can I do it? In what, 4 hours? Less? And that means I actually have probably about an hour and a half because so many people come in here all the time. I guess I'm gonna take out the other motor, get myself organized, throw this trash out in the garbage can, read this thing, and move on. And other than that, I want to thank Buddy Stubbs for hooking it up with this motor right here. They took good care of us, and they got this motor faster than I think normal people would get it. And if you need one of these motors, you need some parts, hit up Buddy Stubbs Harley Davidson in Arizona. Tell them Ryan KRUESI sent you, because I'm their friend, at least Jack's friend. I don't really know the rest of the guys there. A couple guys. Matt's a pretty nice guy in red. And then there's that guy that moves bikes in and out with the earring. He's a pretty nice guy. I got a pacemaker this weekend. I can make one, Elizabeth! It sucks I lost my knife. I had a really nice CRKT, Columbia River knife coat, which I usually only carry a Kershaw or a Columbia River knife coat. They're all owned by Kershaw, but they're out of Oregon. I'm from Oregon, so I like to keep it that way. But I need a knife. Any knife companies out there want to holler at me and send me a knife? A good knife. Here's the throttle body. I don't know what size this thing is. It just says Screaming Eagle high output intake manifold. I got no dimensions, but it looks cool. It doesn't really look that big. Doesn't look as big as the one I have on my race bike. Where's the front? I didn't normally just do it from the back, but that's definitely bigger. It definitely goes like that. That is definitely bigger. That is a 67 millimeter throttle body. That is big. I think I have a 68 on my race bike, but my race bike has a pretty aggressive motor. Stock's about a 54-ish. It might be 52, I would say. Man, that's a big ass throttle body. That's probably a 68, honestly, because I bet they call it a 68 because I'm 67.8, so round up on the big side. This is a Mikuni throttle body. Wow. I bet it's real jerky. I didn't know Mikuni made shit like that. I thought they were just carbureted. Carburation. So, we've got a nice Japanese throttle body on our American motorcycle. That means it'll probably work. Up next is the intake manifold, which on those guys, they're all one piece, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, factory, it's all one piecer. Really miss my knife. A man without a knife is like a man without his dick. Amen. That thing, it is, ooh, CNC ported. See all these little lines in here? You can see them better in here. This is on purpose. Gets that air and that fuel mixing up really nice. That's a pretty bad looking mother right there. That is a nasty intake manifold. I wonder if I should put this shit on the motor before I get it in the bike. It'd probably make my life easier. Oh man, came with injectors. That's pretty rad. I've never picked up an M8 motor. I don't know how heavy they are. I can pick a twin cam up pretty easily. Warmed up a little bit here. fucking... All right, here we go. Magnus by Magnuson weighing in at a mere 4 stone. Goes for the farmer's carry with the engine block. If he makes this, he may be Metric's world's strongest man. Wait. Magnus steps back, taking a cautionary percale. Looks like Magnus has opted for the lifting rags. Oh, come on, baby. Ooh. You know, it's one of those times where I go, I could probably lift this. I'm gonna pay for it for a long time. That's a heavy bastard. Woo! Good lift. Magnus by Magnuson has done it, the world's strongest man weighing in a mere 4 stone.
Take a second and breathe. Take a second and breathe. Yeah.
Ooh, I'd honestly say that's lighter than a twin cam. Kind of fucking hurt though. I do not have an M8 engine stand, which makes this a bit of a bitch. There we go. Wow, that's heavy. Ooh, that's a huge bitch.
That's a big bitch.
That's a huge bitch. This comes with fuel line and everything. Injector block, that is nice. Look at that guy. I'll bill it. Here is something that, ooh wee. 135. It comes with everything but the flanges for the intake manifold. That means I gotta pull them off the other motor just to get the flanges. I don't wanna pull that motor apart just to pull the intake manifold flanges off. That's super lame.
You want me to call Harley and see if they have new flanges?
Yeah, I don't wanna pull that thing apart just for that. Stage 4, brother. Hey, brother. Hell yeah, brother. Got a stage 4. I cannot stand it when people refer to their motor builds as stages. It's got the stage 2. What's that even mean? What'd you get in stage 2? Stage 2. What? Like what? That could be a million things. You got a cam? Well, I got a cam. What cam? What lifters? What push rods? What's the duration on it? What'd you do? How'd you set it up? Well, it's a stage 2. Oh yeah, that clears it all the way up. Right on. Stage 2. I went with the stage 3. Again, what the f does that mean? You got a stage 3. That could be an infinite amount of shit. You know what that means? You know what stage motor builds are? Bullshit that the dealership sells you. They do a stage 3. Took her up to a 103. Okay, so what did they set the compression up at? I don't know. Stage 3. Oh, what cam? I don't know. Stage 3 cam. What is a stage 3 cam? It's bullshit. You could go, I got a 103. I set it up at 10.25 to 1 compression. I'm running a 574 cam. It's got a 242 duration. Adjustable push rods. I've got a limited lift lifter on it, you know, maybe some ratioed rocker arms. Who knows? You'll never know because you just got a stage 3. Hopefully it makes power. Hopefully you didn't pay too much for it. How much did you pay for that stage 3? I don't know, whatever the stage 3 cost is. Still don't know what that means. God, I miss my knife. This one's nice, but it's just not the same. I don't want a fixed blade. I like flip it. You know, just flip it and forget it. Putting this stage 4 in here. Well, a stage 4 consists of a crank. Normally, it's a crank, like a stroker, big bore, cam, heads, all that stuff. So that could be taking a 95 to a 103 stroker, or in a million different versions. It could be a 106, 107, 110, who knows. This is a stage 4 and it's a 135. Why is this a stage 4? It's a whole entire motor. Well, I went with a stage 4. You got a different motor. Why don't you just say, I got a new motor. I put a 135 in it. Shit bothers me. Some things really bother me and I tend to grind on them a little too much. I apologize for that, but change it. It ain't right. I don't have them things. Did you call Harley?
Yeah.
They got them?
No.
Mother really?
Yeah.
This shit should come with this. This comes with every single thing but the shit to put this on here. It doesn't come with the hardware for that or the plates. Just order them from Drag Den. They'll come quick. So we do that. I'll pull this out. God, that means I got to put that shit on inside the bike, which sucks.
You just pull them off that, like pull that motor out, pull them off that motor, and then when the new ones come in, just put them in there.
That means I got to do that like 3 times though. 3 times a lady. Not once or twice, but thrice.
Thrice.
Screamo band from the early 2000s. They weren't very good. I'm just going to pull the motor out and do it later. Sorry to disappoint you guys, but we're not putting the intake manifold and throttle body on right now because that's the way building custom shit goes. You get to one point just so you can stop and wait for that point to happen down the road. That's why it takes so long to build a custom motorcycle. Usually just waiting around taking a piss. We can wait here and take a piss or we can get moving. So I've been unplugging things and I've been unplugging things and unplugging things. I got the stator and the rotor out. You have to pull the charging system out of this motor because it goes in the new motor. And now I am pulling all of the oil lines off, which are a real treat on the old M8s. If you've ever pulled the oil lines that go over the top of the heads on the M8, it's awesome. I think it pays 3 hours, something like that. It's flat rate on them. I could be wrong. I'm not a flat rate mechanic, but that's what I've heard from flat rate mechanics. And I still got a ways to go before I can even get this motor out. If this was a twin cam, I would have had this other one in by now, completely. Probably would have had the whole bike done by now, because I can pull a twin cam out in 45 minutes and be on my way to putting the other one in pretty quick. But there is a lot of shit on this motor. A lot of just shit. Oil lines everywhere. Everywhere that you can't really get to, which makes it very, very awesome to work on. You gotta pull these guys off the back, pull the stator, the rotor, all the electrical, all the motor mounts. This is the first M8 motor I've ever pulled out before. Besides my race bike, I pulled a Softail out. I should say this is my first M8 bagger that I've ever pulled out before. Ooh, oil leaking son of a bitch. Every one of these oil lines just have oil in them, so it's just a mess. It's constant mess. I got those oil lines leaking all over the place, these oil lines leaking all over the place. She's leaking oil out of the middle. I drained the motor, I drained all that stuff already. It is a treat, let me tell you. I think I'm pretty close though to yanking this thing out of here. I could probably push that out of the way and finish off the oil lines when I get the motor out. I have all the oil lines disconnected. I'm hoping I can just pull the motor out and then pull the lines off the top and put them on the new motor out of the bike and then put the new motor in. This is all in theory. Like I said, I've never pulled one of these motors out before, so I don't really know what I'm doing. But from the looks of it, I don't have a clue, honestly, from the looks of it, but we are very, very close. Now I just got to muscle this bad boy out of here. I'm not really sure which direction that goes. I think I'm gonna have to get a jack underneath the transmission. So she's gonna have jacks everywhere. That's a little bit more of an oil mess. I'm gonna go dump this in the old barrel. I'm not a real fan of the old M8 setup. It's like working on a 98 Toyota Camry. There's endless amounts of unnecessary shit all over the place. There's no room to get this motor out of here. It won't even move. Oh, I was wrong. I gotta take off more shit. If anybody ever wonders why it's so expensive to work on your M8 bagger, it's because it's an absolute bitch. It's because it's covered in a bunch of unnecessary bullshit. It's because it's a shit design. And I honestly think I'm gonna have to pull the swing arm and slide the transmission back to get this motor out. We're hiring a mechanic. Any master level techs out there? We pay good, the hours are good, it's a good job, but we really do need a mechanic. I don't want to do this shit anymore. Every time Harley comes out with a new motorcycle design, it definitely gets worse. The Evo is the last quality motor they ever made. They just get cheaper made and less serviceable. That's because every one of their polo shirt wearing, latte drinking motherfuckers that are designing these things have never worked on a motorcycle a day in their life. You can tell them I said that. There you are, bitch. Finally. All right, I popped it loose. I'm not gonna try and wrestle that shit out of there by myself, and Trent is out running around some parts, so I'm gonna wait until he gets back. And then I'm gonna try and blow my back out, pulling that thing out of there and trying to get that thing back in there. Actually, once I get this one, oh my God, I gotta do the oil lines inside. There's nothing I can really do to make this job easier. You know what? F that. I don't wanna do this anymore. I'm calling it a day. And on that utter disappointment, the motor's almost out. It's a huge bitch. If you ever wanna swap a motor in an M8 bagger, I'd say don't, because it's a huge pain in the ass. I'd say pay somebody else to do it. I'm gonna get this thing out. We'll come back to it tomorrow. It's already 3 o'clock. I'm mad as f. I don't want to work on this anymore. So I'm going to come back tomorrow, lift that guy out of there, swap everything over, and then try and battle putting an even bigger, taller motor in. It should be a real treat. So stay posted, and we'll see you tomorrow.